Hey folks, this is Mary. Welcome back to my channel. So you know I had to do it. I did the journal video, I did the ink video, so now I have to do the pen video. So I picked out some pens with the thought of one of these might be a pen that I would want to write with for a very long time. And I just thought I would talk about them a little bit. And of course, if you have any comments that you would like to add, I'm always open to ideas and suggestions. I guess first of all, I would like to start with these two TWSBIs. This is probably my favorite pen. This blue TWSBI Eco, the transparent blue Eco. It came with a medium nib, and actually, I kind of got back into regular journaling during the lockdown in 2020. I actually didn't spend very much time at home. I went back to work pretty quickly, but the time that I did have at home, I did spend a lot of time journaling, and I used this pen, and I used Troublemaker Milky Ocean, which is one of my all-time favorite inks. And here I've been thinking, you know, I'm planning to do this, you know, one journal, one pen, one ink thing. And I've kind of been worried about it. Like, I have all these pens and I'm not going to get to use them. And I have all this ink and I'm not going to get to use it. But then I was thinking back, and I used this pen with that one ink in my one journal for, I don't know, weeks. And I loved it. And I didn't want to change anything. And I filled up the pen and used all of it. And I filled it up again. And I just had a great time with it. So this is definitely a top contender. However, I feel like I do have so many other pens that I need to give them a chance and use them for a long time and give them an opportunity. I do have to say, this, I think this has Monteverde Capri Blue in it. I just wanted to write with it a little bit. This pen came with a medium nib, which is my preference. Oh, hold on just a second. I'm shaking the table. Let's see. So this is the TWSBI Eco Blue. I actually have put a fine nib in this. And I don't know if you can hear that. It's audibly scratchy. Now, part of that is due to the fact that I write way too hard. But I have this green. Oh, I guess I should put what kind of ink this is. This is Monteverde Capri Blue, a lovely blue that I really enjoy. Of course, there's hardly a blue ink that I don't enjoy, but you probably already know that. So I have this green TWSBI Eco, and I have to tell you, I don't know if you can see the ink in here. I filled up this pen. I looked in my little ink log. I filled this up with Sherwood Green 2.5 years ago. 2.5 years ago on the same fill, which means I don't write with it that often. But 2.5 years ago, and look at this. It writes every time the first time. TWSBI Ecos are just, I just think they're amazing pens. They're workhorses. They write well. Ink obviously does not dry out in them because this has been inked up for 2.5 years. Not that I say you should keep the same ink in a pen for 2.5 years, but they're just great pens. I love them. I love all of my TWSBI Ecos, or all of my TWSBIs, I should say. So I put the medium nib from the blue pen on this one because I was writing with the green pen, and the fine nib is just not for me. I am not a fine nib person. And I wasn't writing with this pen very much because the nib was so fine. So I swapped out the nibs, and then I've been writing with this one more. But this is Diamine. Oh, it's not going to fit. Sherwood Green. And it is just fabulous. I love writing with the medium nib in the Eco. But yeah, I probably do need to clean this out at some point. It's almost empty. I don't know if we can catch this in the light. There's just a dribble left in there. But definitely the medium nib on the Eco probably my favorite pen. This pen with the medium nib would be my desert island pen. If I could only have one pen, I would want this one. So what are some of the things that I like in a pen? I generally like a medium nib. I've been trying to use some broads more lately. I like a high ink capacity. These are piston fillers and they do hold a lot of ink. Now, why do I like a high ink capacity? I don't know, I just do. I don't want to have to fill my pen all the time. I want to fill it up and have it last for a week or two, at least. And I like a girthy pen. You know, this is my newer narwhal pen that I made a video about a few months ago. This is just a nice beefy pen. You know, I tend to have a death grip on my pens, so a thicker pen is more comfortable for me to hold. I have some pens, like the Diplomat Magnum. It's a great little pen, but it is much too narrow for me. It's much too thin for me. And when I'm trying to grip it, you know, my hand just cramps from trying to grip it so hard. I know I shouldn't grip my pens too hard, but I do. And until I can get over that, I need a thicker pen. So, oh, I have one more TWSBI to talk about. This is my TWSBI Diamond 580 in navy blue. I love the color, and I think this has a medium nib. Yep, it's a medium. So I really enjoy this pen. This is the Diamond 580 in, I believe the color is navy, with a medium nib. I actually think I might like to get a broad nib for this. And this has the TWSBI Midnight Blue ink in it. Again, I have really enjoyed writing with this pen, but it's just about empty, so it's time to empty it out and put something else in it. So this might be a contender for my long-term use pen. But then I was talking about the narwhals. I love this pen. It's gorgeous. And it's really comfortable to write with. I do have to tell you, I can't remember if I've mentioned this. I probably haven't, but I was writing with this in my journal, and the journal has a little elastic loop on the side, and I had the pen, you know, clipped into the loop, and I picked it up one day to go to work, and the pen, the body of the pen just fell out. It fell out of the pen, it fell out of the cap onto the floor, and I about died. I thought the nib was messed up, and a lot of the ink leaked into the cap after that, and it wouldn't write for a while, and I sent panicked emails to Narwhal about my pen, and oh, after a few days it did start writing again, but since that happened I haven't really used it much. I'm afraid it's broken. I need to just ink it up and write with it and make sure that it's okay. The lovely people at Narwhal said I could send the pen to them and they could, you know, try to figure out what was wrong with it, but I think it's okay. I don't know. And then I have a lot of Narwhal pens. Narwhal is definitely my second favorite after TWSBI. It's a close second. And this is one of the Peter pens. I have several of these. You know, Goldspot and Peter, you know, Peter Draws, they have come out with several limited edition pens, and they have suckered me into buying several of them. So I think this was the first one that I bought. It's the clear with the black ribbons. It's kind of hard to see because there's ink in the pen, but very comfortable to write with. Great ink capacity, very smooth nib. Again, it's a medium because, you know, that's what I write with. But yeah, I need to branch out into some other nibs. So the Narwhals are definitely contenders. And then speaking of big ink capacity, I have this cute little blue Kaweco. I think this was the first Kaweco that I bought. And I never really liked these pens. I thought they were weird looking. But I was over at the Norfolk Stationery one time, and I would just go there and, you know, I would just want to buy something because, you know, I have issues. And they had this, and it's blue. I thought it was cute. I like the clear because, you know, I'm all about the demonstrators. I love the demonstrators. So I bought it, and I've enjoyed it. And, you know, it has a cartridge in it that I've been refilling. But again, with these little Kavekos, you can fill up the whole barrel. So if I really wanted to get crazy with my ink capacity, I could eyedropper this one and use it like that. So that's a contender. And I don't know if I have any broad nibs for the Kaweco. I might. But again, if I wanted to go the broad route, I could swap out the nib. And if I tried the medium and I didn't like it, you know, I could certainly change without having to change the whole pen. And who else do I have over here? Oh, this is my little R2-D2 pen. I'm sure you guys have probably seen these. They came out with the different Star Wars pens. I have R2-D2 and Yoda. And the Yoda just does not speak to me the way the R2-D2 pen does. I love this pen, but I haven't used it in, I don't know, over a year. It's a Schaefer, and you can see it has the little white dot on the pen. I'm also into vintage pens, and the white dot vintage pens are, you know, they're the ones. They're the ones you want, or they're the ones I want anyway. But I lost my train of thought. Oh, anyway, I was looking through my pen case to see which pens I hadn't used in a while, and I saw this one, and I was like, oh my gosh, I forgot about this pen. So it has a Schaefer converter in it, and you know, it's a converter. It doesn't hold that much ink, but the pen is very comfortable to write with. It's you know, it's a good chunky size, and oh, just look at that. Look at that Schaefer nib. I just love it. It's so squat and cute. I don't know. It's just a cute little nib. Can we see that? Yeah. So I might need to spend some time with R2-D2. We'll see. So again, I was looking in my pen case at some of these pens. This is the first Pelikan that I bought. It's the Olivine, the limited edition from a few years ago. And I got it on clearance. As I buy many of my pens, I find things on sale or on clearance and I snap them up. But this came in a set with the Olivine ink. And honestly, I am just so angry at this pen. I have always been angry at this pen because at the time that I purchased it, it was the most expensive pen I had ever bought. Because, you know, these little, it's a Pelikan M205. And these little 205 pens are usually $100 or more. And I got it in a set with the ink. But, you know, I got a good deal on it. But still, I was just angry that I spent over $100 for this pen and it didn't have a gold nib. So it's not the fault of the pen at all, but I still blame this pen. And I think it has a fine nib, which I'm not into. So I know I can get replacement nibs for this, so I should probably get a larger nib size and put on this pen and, you know, be kinder to it and use it more often. It's not going to happen this go round, but I just saw it in the pen case, so I thought I would mention it. And then these, all of these pens that I have already talked about, they all have steel nibs, and the bulk of my collection is steel nibs. But these are 3 gold nibs that I saw in my pen case that haven't been used very much. So, you know, I'm thinking I don't use my gold nibs very often. I should probably get one out and use it. This is the Platinum 3776 in the Chartres Blue, and I think this pen is gorgeous, and it was one of the first gold nib pens I ever bought. And people have said that these nibs are like, let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. People say that these platinum nibs are like nails. I've heard that, but can you see the spring on that? It's not inked up. Ooh, okay, there's a little bit of ink in there. I need to clean it. Yeah, I need to have a monster pen cleaning session, but again, I'm heavy-handed with my pens, but I don't remember this being like a nail, you know. But again, I haven't used it much, so I need to spend some more time with it. And I think I have some platinum converters. I had a cartridge in this. This was back when I would buy a pen and rip it out of the box and immediately put a cartridge in it and start writing. I don't do that anymore. In fact, I have some pens that are still in the boxes yet to be opened, but that's a subject for another video. So, this was also one of the first gold nib pens I ever bought. This is the Pilot Falcon, and you can see on here, it's a soft medium. And at the time that I bought it, I found it on Amazon for a ridiculously low price. And I was into medium nibs, so I thought, okay, a soft medium would be good. But not knowing anything about flex nibs, you know, this is a semi-flexible nib. Not knowing anything about flexible nibs, I didn't know that you get the most line variation with a finer nib. So, you know, an extra fine flexing out to a broad is going to give you the, you know, the best line variation. So I didn't realize that, and I still haven't learned how to write with a flex pen. But I have written with this pen just as using it like a regular pen, and it's very comfortable to write with. So I thought, yeah, he might be nice to write with for a while. Again, this is a cartridge converter, so it doesn't have that high capacity that I like. I just love this nib. Isn't that beautiful? It is such a unique nib. I love it. But again, this has been in my pen case for, I don't know, 2 years? A long time. I haven't used it in ages. And this was the first gold nib Pelican that I bought. It's the, ooh, what is this? The M600 in violet white, something like that. And I think this is a medium. Ooh, get my eyes to focus. Oh, no, I think that says fine. My goodness. Well, maybe that's why I'm not such a big fan of it. But, yeah, I don't get the hype about Pelicans. You know, I've got the Olivine, I've got this one, and, oh, I've got that M805 Blue Dunes. I might have mentioned that before. That has been a disaster. But, yeah, this pen just doesn't do it for me. But, again, maybe I need to give it some more time. Maybe I need to spend some time writing with it. Do I want to lock myself into weeks of using this pen if I don't like it? Maybe not. So anyway, I just thought I would make a video about some of my pen options and share with you my thought processes. And if you have any opinions about these pens, comments, suggestions, I would appreciate it. And like I said, I'm getting to the very end of my other journal, so I need to be making a decision about this toot sweet. So I will see you all again soon in my next video. Thanks for joining me. Take care. Bye-bye.